So the product that we're making today, I'm pretty sure I gave you a recipe very recently on the actual product that we're making. We will continue to talk about the product itself, but mostly this is more of a test building business day because I want to play with new packaging and let you know my thoughts on them and whether or not I think you should be using them for your product line if you are making this particular product. I don't know why I'm being so cagey and not telling you what the particular product is because this is titled and you know how to read. We've been here before. I will tell you what we're doing in just a minute, but before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 237 of 365 days of soap. And today we are making solid deodorant. Now remember, our solid deodorant is, paraben-free, phthalate-free, baking soda-free, aluminum-free, all the free-frees. Delightful, absolutely great deodorant, great alternative to all of the commercial stuff that you pick up at the pharmacy or the grocery store or whatever. But normally I sell this in just individual sort of cubes of deodorant and then instructions that the end user can melt it down and put it into a refillable tube. And that's worked out very well for my line. It's been great. But one of my wholesale accounts, who interestingly enough is also an eco grocery store, and so they're very minimalist with their packaging and everything, asked if I could do these in craft tubes instead, which makes sense for her and what she does because people are always doing the touching and the things, right? So I did my research and I found some tubes that I think are great and I ran them by her for approval. She approved, and now I'm going to make some. And we are going to explore how they are supposed to work per, manufacturer's instructions, how they do work, and ultimately my end take on all of them as to whether or not, for the price that they are, they're worth it for deodorant tubes. So let's get to the video and we will talk about all of that, there. Hey guys, we are testing deodorant today. Holy shit, I'm giving you a recipe? I didn't know that. Hey, screen cap that. Also, whenever it looks like that says 375 ounces, that's 3.75. This is all in ounces. This is a thing. It's a 25-ounce total batch. I didn't realize I was giving you a recipe today. There you go. Go. Screen cap that. I guess maybe I should talk about why I'm giving you a recipe, but I thought I was just doing this to test out some tubes. So these tubes are cool. They're made out of craft. They do have a liner in the inside so things don't stick to them. But look at all these tips. Okay, yep, it's important. A temperature of 125 to 135 degrees. Okay, for sure, like that. And pouring it in increments and in stages. Okay. And then also allowing some space, and we don't want to leave oil marks on the outside of your container. Okay, shit. I don't know how to pour unmessily. So I didn't think about that when picking up these tubes. And yeah, totally. Oil, because there's a lot of oils and butters in this thing. Yeah, it can totally leave oil marks on the outside of the tubes. And that sucks. I guess technically speaking, it doesn't necessarily have to suck if you get some oil like on the main portion of the tubes because you're going to put a label on it so you can just hide that stain. But for the not pouring it all the way to the top because like seepage, I get that. Like look at those tubes to the right of me right there. It will be, it's thinner than the rest. So yeah, okay, it's all thing. For the dry ingredients, after all the liquid ingredients have been melted down, I like to put the dry ingredients in stages, just like when you're making cookies and stuff. But also, just like when I'm making cookies and stuff, I just do a couple stages of adding it in a little bit at a time, and then ultimately I just dump everything into the pot. Just tired of it. I'm tired of the stages. It's taking too long. But when it comes to deodorant, if it gets a little thick and clumpy, which we are definitely going to see in the pouring of all of this, you can always just take that to the microwave and melt it down again. That's the beauty of this recipe of these solid deodorants, that it's meant to be remelted and whatever. It'll be fine. I recommend only doing that in like 10 to 15-second bursts and only when absolutely necessary once you've put your essential oil blend in. And this essential oil blend is, I have no idea because I did not think I was giving you a recipe for this. Let me think. Okay, so lavender definitely goes in this. That's the mainstay of the recipe. And patchouli goes in this a little bit. It's not the mainstay of the recipe. And I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I wasn't thinking about giving you guys a recipe. Guys, I didn't think I was doing this today. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Just research essential oils, skin safe essential oils, and look at their properties, and you can build a great essential oil blend for the armpits as well. But this one is mostly lavender, I do know that. And for the usage ratings for essential oils, literally look at the usage ratings for all of the essential oils that you're using. Again, use skin safe things. But for me, I go about 1% of total batch weight with the combined essential oil blend. So if you are dealing with something that is only skin safe at 0.5%, then that becomes a portion of the overall formulation. I am certain I have talked about essential oils and how we, determine the drops and the usage and everything in multiple videos in the past. I don't know which ones, but I know that I've done so. So yeah, always the net of that is do not follow fragrance oil guidelines. We're going to follow the guidelines for the specific essential oils when formulating the recipe, because essential oils be potent. And this is a leave-on product. This is not soap. Things do not get saponified, so you need to have a care with what you are putting on someone else's skin or your skin if you're just making this for yourself, because there are many, 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 many essential oils in the world that are not skin safe, that do not play nice and cause irritation and stuff, and the burny. It's like peppermint oil is a very good whatever. We're not talking about essential oils right now. We are talking about the pouring of the things. And so I did the whole incremental thing for a minute, and then I warmed this to make it more fluid. And then I ultimately just kind of got tired of it, and the increments became not really increments, and I just wanted to get everything into the containers, because as I said earlier, when you have the essential oils in and you're heating them, it's not like a scary thing, and it probably still also does not have much to do with whether or not the actual essential oils are going to burn off. But I like to keep the essential oils as low temperature as possible, just because that whole, you know, whatever degree, you know what I'm talking about with the essential oils, fragrance oils, all those things, like, 180 degree. That doesn't mean that's when they burn off and no longer are effective. That means that's the temperature that they could potentially combust. Personally, I have never seen this happen, but I understand that the warning probably exists because it has happened a lot, enough that there are these things. So I just I don't like to warm things a whole lot once I actually have the scent in it, be it essential oils or fragrance, because I'm weird. So I guess actually just disregard what I said earlier about how just do 10 to 15-second bursts, although I did say I just recommend it. I didn't say you had to. But also, when have you ever heard me on this channel ever say that you have to do anything? There are very few things in life. The instructions for these containers said you have to stop 1 millimeter before the top. And I'm American, so I don't understand millimeters or the metric system. So maybe I did, but also I can definitely see my messiness on the outside of a number of these containers, really. So that's great. Oil staining on the outside of these things, this is probably going to be an actual thing that I'm going to have to contend with these tubes. But if you're not a messy pourer, you might not have any problems. And I don't understand the metric system, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of these are not 1 millimeter of room at the top. Is that really what that said? 1 millimeter of room? I feel like now that might be a lot, because those are like almost to the tippy top, most of them. And I'm just going to keep going to fill them all up. That's great. Okay, and yeah, it's not a cut, but it is a clean. And so I'm going to clean up the sides and inspect everything and also test the whole thing. Oh, it works. It works. What a nice push-up tube. It looks great. And no leakage at all at the bottom of these containers. There was no leakage on the counter at all. One of the things I'm a little bit concerned about would be, I'm checking my watch there. Nice. One of the things I'm a little bit concerned about are the caps themselves. They don't really have a firm close on them. And so for shipping purposes, for me, I don't know. I really don't know, actually. I suppose it doesn't super matter. Maybe put it into a bag or wrap it in some craft paper. I was going to say seal it with a plastic closure, but you could also do that. There's the biodegradable plastic closures, the heat seal things that you can work with for that, just to keep the top on, just for a more finished look. But for the rest of it, they worked great. Again, no leaking. The only weirdness that exists on the counter is because I spill, because I'm a messy soaper, and that's it. And the stains on the outside, yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely something you really need to keep in mind for all of this. And oh wow, look at that. One perfect one. Wow. Oh yeah, that one's not perfect. I think just one in the entire frickin' batch. I ended up not getting the deodorant on the outside for. So great. Love that for me. But also, just for funsies, I thought it might be fun to, take some rubbing alcohol to the outside and see if we could cancel out that stain. Ultimately, the answer to that is no, but I'm going to show you, that I did it. But aside from the caps not really being really tight and secured on the bottoms, but again, what are you going to expect? What can you expect from a craft paper deodorant tube? And so as far as the craft paper goes, I'm into that. It's, eco-friendly. It's all a good time. We're not putting more plastics into the world, although I'm still questioning the liner and whether or not these are 100% recyclable. It says that they are on the website, so that's good. It says it. I just always get confused with that shiny liner on the inside of things. Yeah, but for that one, we're totally going to spray the bejesus out of it because that's the worst one that I did. And with some rubbing alcohol and see if maybe we can make the stain go away. It didn't really work. The stain was still there. I didn't make anything worse, though, doing this, so that was good to know. But just be careful if you're going to be pouring. Like, just be careful. Like it's the easiest thing in the world. Something that I am unable to manage. But yeah, no, these tubes for the price, for what they are, and for the end user ease of use, yeah, winning across the board. I like it. We can roll with this. I say yes. Let's do this. This is fun. And yeah, we will ship this. I like the containers. Also, you got another recipe for deodorant. Yay! Yeah, so end of the day, totally worth it. I love these tubes, and actually, I have now moved my entire deodorant line into using this because for the price, they're very inexpensive, and the what you can do with it as far as the labeling and everything is concerned, very awesome, and just containing everything into one little handy package makes it wildly easier for shipping, wildly easier for the end user, and you're not requiring them to do a second step of like melting it down and putting it into a different tube. That said, if you still want to do it that way, of course, still do it that way. That's an awesome thing to do as well. I actually have a couple other wholesale accounts that sell like metal containers like this with the deodorant for the first time, and then what they get shipped all the time following are just the chunks of the deodorant that you then melt down and put inside of the same. So it's just a one time, you get it. So that's an option as well. For me, for this, I like them. I'm going to use them until I find a good reason to not. But yeah, this was a fun little test, and I enjoyed, taking you guys along for that ride because whenever I do new things or test new things or try new things, I want to give you my opinion on said things and let you know because especially when you're starting out in a soap business, I understand all too well. Ha! My shirt, it's an all too well hoodie. Anyway, I understand all too well how frustrating it can be to be looking through packaging or labeling or molds or all of the things, trying to figure out the best, most cost-effective solution to your particular problem in your soapy journey. So if you were having a deodorant problem, now you don't. This is an option for sure. I am out of here for today. As I have been saying, all of these things are pre-recorded, so when you are seeing this, I will be in Colorado, probably on the ski slopes, definitely having the time of my life and trying to stay warm. So for my sudsers, thank you so much for joining me. Each and every day, you guys are amazing. You clicked that subscribe button and you thought you were just subscribing to a soap channel, but you became a part of the Sudser family. And thank you. My family grows every day, and I love every single one of you. For those of you who are not subscribed, hey, that's fine. It's weird, but if you want a bigger family, you could subscribe. That'd be cool. Thanks. I, again, am out of here for today, but I will see all of you guys again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.